This is indeed Three Dudes One Zoom. Find us always at our YouTube channel at Three Dudes One Zoom, but now included on Anchor.fm/Three Dudes One Zoom and on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and Spotify, all under Three Dudes One Zoom. So please go on those sites, look us up, comment, like, and as always, listen. We appreciate it very much, guys. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
So as everyone just heard, a little quick recap. We are now on other sites. If you missed it, listen to the intro again because I put the screen away where I had them listed. Spotify's our big one, probably our biggest name. Looking to get on Apple Podcasts today. Big shout out to Anchor.fm. You heard their ad in the beginning. Really great of them. Really great service. We recommend you check it out. Really support the podcast. They are really good at what they do. Before we get deep into things, just want to send our thoughts and prayers to Trey Mancini. Got announced today he's diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Very sad news. A really good player. He on the Players Tribune, if you want to check out his letter. It's emotional. It's a tough read. You feel for the guy. You just hope he gets better soon. Any other comments, guys? Or
no,
yeah. I mean, you said it right. So
yeah. So we'll hope baseball comes back soon. We hope Trey Mancini comes back sooner. So diving into, of course, the big story the past few weeks that's covered multiple weeks is The Last Dance. Episodes 3 and 4 came out, featuring a lot on Dennis Rodman, everyone's favorite from that era, especially Little C's now. And also against the Bad Boys in the first championship one. Little C, you've had a lot to say about Dennis Rodman. You want to continue
I love the guy.
What do you love about Rodman?
I love Dennis Rodman. Definitely my favorite part of that team for sure. And yeah, just him on defense too. Just great defenseman.
He was locked down, especially on those bad boy Piston teams. Like he went at the guy that hit Pippen to the ground was Rodman. People often just remember.
I love how determined Jordan was to muscle up too.
Oh, he's a nut. That's just Jordan's competitiveness.
Exactly. That's why I love. Greatest of all time, right, Teets?
We'll get to that. I'm sure throughout this whole series we'll get to it. Tank.
I enjoyed these last couple episodes. Really interesting. I think Dennis Rodman's a weird dude. I like the rivalry with the Pistons. I thought it was really interesting.
It just shows how much the league's changed and since then and now. It's like the Pistons, if they try to do today –
any of that.
It's like they would all be thrown out of the league. Like their plan against Jordan was like, if we can't keep him to the outside, we're going to make sure he hits the wood.
Yeah. As soon as he gets in the air, hit him.
That's why he's the toughest, greatest player ever, where LeBron's a soft bitch. What? Just being honest. The funniest line from the whole movie, episodes 3 and 4, I think it was episode 4, where the Pistons did the famous where they walked off without shaking hands, and Horace Grant went, them some bitches. That was my favorite line from the whole thing. It's crazy to think, too, that there was an era in basketball where Michael Jordan was the great guy that couldn't win a championship.
Yeah, right?
How we view him now, it's pretty ridiculous.
You know who else is like that, too?
Who?
LeBron.
I mean,
For a long time, he couldn't win the big one.
And he can't win on his own either, true. I mean, that's still true.
Yeah. You're right.
But know what? Another thing, and this is I learned really quickly, this is turning from the Bulls were a really great team. Jordan's one of the best players ever, to, for me personally, crusade against LeBron James. And the thing with LeBron, the greatest ability a player could have, especially a great player, is coachability. And if you look at the scene where in the finals against the Lakers, where Phil Jackson's like, hey, Paxton's open. Pass him the ball. And Jordan looked for Paxton, pass him the ball. That's something LeBron would never do.
Never do.
He's not a coachable player. Any coach that's tried to coach him has no longer been a coach within 2 weeks. I guarantee you that moment.
Exactly.
Where is Tyronn Lue now?
Probably on I don't even know. LeBron buried him.
Backup coach somewhere.
Once you go against LeBron, you get buried.
That's it.
He's terrible. Another thing, though, is LeBron has never – people are always – and I've been – since this first documentary came out, there's a friend of mine who's a big LeBron fan, and I've been in a war with him ever since, daily arguments over who's better. And I think this episode proves once again I am right, as usual, because LeBron has higher point, stat-wise numbers in finals and stuff than Jordan in the finals. And if you look at the system Jordan played in the triangle, where it treats all 5 players equally. Sure, in clutch moments, they made sure Jordan got the ball, got the shot. it was evenly distributed, though, scoring throughout the game. They made sure that no one was centralized, kept the other team's defense, kept everyone honest. LeBron has never played in a system that isn't dedicated directly towards him starting and controlling the ball. He has never once played in a triangle-like system. Sure, he played with D. Wade, where he definitely shared the ball with D. Wade, but he was always the guy. And it's not saying Jordan wasn't the guy, but Pippen was his equal, where LeBron always put himself, like, clutch moment, LeBron's keeping the ball. Sure, did he dish to Ray Allen at times, like Jordan did with Paxson, what he will later do with Kerr, as we'll see against the Jazz in the 97 finals, for sure. But it's like, I don't know. There's just something about him where it's like, yeah, no doubt, like, Pippen had more assists and rebounds. Like, look at the offense they played in. Like, everyone had had more touches compared to look at that finals. Like, he passed to Kyrie and stuff like that, but as Lil C gets colder and colder.
It's fucking breaking my heart.
You know what, Lil C? Talk to your father about that one if you get into Philly.
You guys know how cold it is in my goddamn house.
I don't know. I just feel overall it's like the whole point differential, you can't use that as an argument against Jordan. Like, the system caused that. If Jordan wanted to, he would have put up 55 a game in the finals.
Of course. Well, I think it's crazy they'd be able to – the ability of him to adjust from a coach that was centered around him to a coach that wanted him to pass the ball to make the team better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a thing that LeBron would not be able to do.
Because he's not coachable.
Right.
It goes back to the whole coachability. And there's never – I don't think if LeBron – in today's league, and I think this is true with all superstars, KD, Anthony Davis, LeBron, all these guys – if there's a superstar player on the team and the GM's going to make a move on coach, he consults him. Krause fired Doug Collins he told Jordan, like, this is how it's going to be. And that was the end of it. Even at the end, which we'll see later on when they get rid of Phil and Michael leaves, it's what the GM said, go. Now LeBron runs the whole thing. LeBron determines everything. So do all the superstars. Yeah. It's the league sucks. It's all LeBron's
Which is
fault.
Unfortunate. I hate the super teams control everything on superstar.
But the Bulls were a super team. It was just a different mindset back then.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I just think that LeBron ruined the NBA, but I can't wait for the Knicks to come back because I need to watch some sports. And I'd even watch the Knicks and be excited to see them.
What a joke.
The Knicks suck.
Oh, I hate Phil Jackson more after watching this. Such a rat. They're talking about how, what a great coach, what is that? Why don't you talk about when he was I get it wasn't in the documentary, but I still hate him. Well, when he came to the Knicks and it was like he was a white knight, he just wanted money. He's a piece of shit. I hate the guy. I can't stand him. Zen Buddhist nonsense. Any other thoughts, guys? I'm looking forward to next week's episode.
Just love Dennis Rodman.
I wish
you're getting into the heart of the championship run, and then he goes and plays baseball. That's like
I can't wait. That Corey knows it hard from Looney Tunes. From
oh boy,
that's what this guy's
Space
from,
Jam.
right? Space Jam.
Yeah, that was probably his biggest achievement in life.
Biggest achievement was Space Jam. Corey loves that.
Hey, Space Jam 2 is going to be better, right, Toots?
I hate you. Oh, one more thing, too, and this is all related to the argument. If anyone dare tries to say that Jordan always had easy finals, you're stupid. Like, really stupid. Like, almost as stupid as a member of this podcast.
Why? Who says that?
I'm not naming names because they're friends of mine and people I deeply care about, but if they ever hear this episode, they'll be like, fuck him, I know who he's talking about. So the first champion, when they played the Blazers, we'll go very first. He played Magic Johnson. I'm sorry, he's pretty good at basketball. James Worthy
I think he's an average player.
James Worthy was.
Corey thinks LeBron.
That's a great debate between basketball, Magic, or LeBron because they're like the same type of player.
Yeah.
Then he played Clyde Drexler led Blazers. Charles Barkley, who won MVP that year in '93, I think, led Suns. And then he played John Stockton and Karl Malone on the Jazz, who people never talk about it. And I really didn't know it until I started looking more into it for this podcast. The Jazz were so dirty. They were a very dirty team, almost as dirty as the Pistons. If you watch them, it's insane. And if you look at, I was reading a thing, it's like most hated players from back then. Like, there was obviously, the Knicks, teams that Jordan beat, they hated Jordan. But John Stockton and Karl Malone are very high on that list. They were a very dirty team. A lot of people hated them.
It's also a lot more physical league back then. If you look at it compared to today's game,
for sure,
you can get touched and it's a foul. Back then, it's not even close. You can get punched in the face and it's not even a technical.
There was a great clip, and I think it might have been episode 2 or episode 3, where they might have been playing No, they didn't show it. I saw it on Twitter when they were talking about Game 6 against the Bad Boys when it went 7, when Jordan lost the year before they won. In Game 6, Cartwright or someone gets hit hard. The refs don't blow the whistle. He's laying on the ground. The ref puts his arm around him. You can look it up on Twitter, on YouTube. You'll see it. Ref puts his arm around him, drags him off the court. He's laying there like almost unconscious, and the refs are like, keep playing, keep playing. The Bulls are playing 4 and 5. Cartwright's on trying to get like his.
I gotta see that.
It's crazy. I'll send it to you later. It's insane.
Crazy.
You think he'd stop the game?
In today's league, we would have like brought the hospital to him. There would have been a 5-game suspension for everyone who looked at him the wrong way. The league is terrible now. NBA sucks.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of wusses now. Like you can't be physical without getting a foul, and it's ridiculous.
I hate Isaiah Thomas too. He will say stuff just to try to ignore Jordan, and like part of me respects that. Part of me just likes Jordan so much that I hate, which is funny because I know if I grew up in that era, I would have hated Jordan because of how much he beat the Knicks. But because I can look back on it, he didn't beat
everyone beats on the Knicks. Are you kidding me?
That's another good point. It's like even the Knicks beat the Knicks. Like the best team I ever saw was the 54-win team that lost to the Pacers, and I'm like, they're still gonna lose to. I didn't think they broke my heart though. I didn't think they'd push it to 7, but that's another story for another day. So also this weekend, and we touched on our previous episode, we heard the first 5 picks here live with our very insightful draft analysis. NFL draft this weekend. Little C, thoughts on the draft from this weekend? Anything stand out to you?
I mean, the Packers getting Love. I mean, that's pretty big considering Aaron Rodgers is probably – is he, like, would you consider him the best quarterback in the league?
Most talented quarterback. Maybe not most – probably not.
So, like, and they traded up, too, so that's crazy.
Which was dumb. I think they could have gotten him where they were at.
For sure. I agree with that 100%.
I don't know why trade up.
I think he's terrible, too, the quarterback they got.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he's anything special. Like, I don't know what they saw him into. I don't know what they saw in him to trade up.
I'll show you what they saw. They already have Aaron Rodgers and
A-Rod.
They have A-Rod and J-Lo now. I forget the guy's first name.
I hope that's not why.
That is what other reason? You're a game away from the Super Bowl, Little C, and you're like, we need wide receivers and weapons for the best quarterback in the league, and you draft a quarterback.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
They haven't ever drafted a wide receiver. The GM drafted one. He's drafted one wide receiver in his career.
Hold on. Keep talking real quick because I saw a stat earlier I want to bring up to someone.
It's going to be interesting to see how the season plays out with the Packers and Rodgers and everything.
I think it's probably his last year.
When Rodgers was drafted, he was drafted under Rodgers with, Favre with 3 years left on his contract. It's kind of a similar situation. I don't know if they were trying to recreate it trying to, like.
If the Packers drafted Joe Burrows or Herbert, then it's the same situation. Legitimate guys. You don't reach for a second-round guy in the early 20s of a first round. I mean, when you were a win away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You got to give the kid a chance, I guess. I mean, we're all knocking him, but, I mean, you never know. I don't know.
Here's a stat, though, of the top 10 all-time passing touchdowns.
17 interceptions.
Look at who he's throwing to.
Utah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's that good. It was a new offensive line, new offensive coordinator. He did throw 17 interceptions.
He's not good. If you play quarterback at Utah, you tend to be not that good in the NFL. But here's the stat. So, of the top 10 all-time passing touchdown leaders, touchdown passes to first-round picks. Peyton has 293, Eli 135, Favre 127. Aaron has one. Aaron has one. He has one of the top 10, and he's thrown hundreds of touchdowns. Only one. I don't know. It makes no sense. There was talent available. The first 2 picks of the second round were wide receivers. So other teams obviously saw the value of the wide receivers. This was a very deep wide receiver class. I don't think they took one wide receiver in the whole draft.
They didn't take any.
It's
3 offensive linemen.
Which I get. I have no problem taking linemen in any draft. You're always going to need that. I don't know.
James, what do you think of your rival Cowboys?
I mean, they'll lose. It don't matter. They have Dak. Dak's a terrible quarterback. The Cowboys need a quarterback, but they're overpaying someone else in the meantime. There's an ant running around my table. It's really
and Winston went to the – I saw he went to the Saints.
Owen? Jameis,
right?
I heard Owen. Am I
Jameis Winston's in the Saints?
Yeah. Jason goes third. he's third string now. I think makes no sense. Because he's out with the Bucks because Tom moved in. So
he should
that
have
was
went to
just
the
today.
Patriots, Winston.
That would have been a very Belichick move
Yeah.
to bring him
Did you
in.
see that? You know the guy that Belichick scouted in the rain and missed the combine?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even draft him. He went undrafted, and then the Dolphins signed him.
That's like a psychological thing.
Yeah,
I
like
think
what
with
are you doing?
Belichick. No, he
Belichick's
saw
a
him. He
weird
didn't
dude.
like him.
Because
He saw him, he
did you
didn't like
see
him.
Belichick's dog was making the draft
Excellent
picks?
pick. And people are like, Belichick said something like, "Oh, we didn't get the guy." Someone was it them? Belichick said we didn't get the guys we kind of wanted. That's a trick. They're going for Trevor Lawrence next year. They're gonna tank. Belichick's got a whole plan how he's gonna save the franchise. He's gonna bring in Trevor Lawrence.
That's crazy if they do. That's insane.
And you're saying the league won't do that? That brings the evil empire back. Every good league needs a villain.
I don't know. That's
crazy.
plausible.
I think it's more than plausible.
It is. That's
Crazy.
Another crazy thing. Well, I have two crazy things. Tank, you might redeem yourself in the second one. Is the GM of the Chargers was on a show, was on a friendly show, which is a friendly show, so we can mention it. Free ad for him, with our millions of listeners. He was saying that if Tua, it didn't matter. They were taking one of the two quarterbacks at 6, which I don't know. I don't like that. I would rather him lie if I'm like a fan of the Chargers, be like, no, we wanted Herbert. We got the guy we wanted.
If I'm Herbert, I want to hear that they wanted me, not, I was going to take either one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really feel good about I still think they made a good pick. I still think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that was a smart comment to say that you would have taken either one. I don't know.
I don't like it either.
Strange.
It makes him indecisive, like he didn't really know which one he wanted to pick.
I mean, he could be dead serious, be like, we like them both. So we were just going to be like, whichever one fell to us, we took, and we'd be happy with it, which is possible. I still think you lie to me. I need to be lied to every now and then.
Yeah, I think it's a better situation. Just tell them what they want to hear, not the honest opinion.
So for what the only reason anyone turns into this is for my take on the Giants draft. The Giants draft was saved in the second round by taking McKinney. I
saw that he was like the best safety in the draft.
I don't have my sheet with me. I don't think I might. I had him listed as my 16th best player in the draft. And we got him in the second round. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Joe Judge, former assistant at Alabama, coached him too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I love Joe Judge. He's my favorite coach since Coughlin. I listen to this guy. I'm like, I'm about to run through a wall for this guy, and I don't even get coached by him. He is so. Do you know? Fun fact: Daniel. He said Daniel the night of the draft, the first round, when referencing Thomas, how we got this guy to protect Daniel. It's the first time since becoming coach of a Giant he said a player's name. He has not said.
The significance of that is.
He doesn't. He's very Saban Belichick-esque. He doesn't believe in players. He even said that in the post-draft. He's like, I'm not drafting the most talented guys. I'm drafting the guys that I make this team work. He said something like, I don't need 53 independent contractors. I need one team.
Yeah.
And he sounded very much like he watched Miracle and Herb Brooks the night before. But I don't know. I'm all in love. I think the Giants made great picks. I think the Lemieux kid was a great pick out of Oregon. I really like what they did with the offensive line. They made it better. I still think linebacker, they play a 3-4 defense. I think the linebackers, is the only way to describe it. It's really bad. I still think they're a year away from being real playoff contenders. I think the offense is much better. I think they have a top 10 and top 15 wide receiver core, as some would dispute in Corey's friend circle where it really places in it. But I think top 10, top 15 is really good. Running backs are set with Barkley. Whoever they put behind him is someone who's just going to eat up, get Barkley rest. Daniel Jones is good. The offensive line got better. Tight ends are still great. By the way, this is like a complete side note, and then I'll get off this ramble about the NFL, is O.J. Howard, Gronk, and the Buccaneers, with the Buccaneers and Brady, is Aaron Hernandez and Gronk 2011 with Brady, just with less murders. I'm not wrong. I stand by that. I'll go to hell for that.
I don't know. I think the Bucs make a deep run. So,
but I'm a big O.J. Howard single-handedly won Alabama a national championship. I'm a big believer. That's all I'm gonna say. I really like what the Bucks are doing. They're good. I say that very controversial. They had a 7-time champion and like a 3-time champion tight end to a
So
really
wait, do you
young
think he's better than Hernandez or?
OJ
Yeah.
Howard. OJ Howard's a more traditional tight end, more of a run
Mhm.
blocker, great ball skill. Amazing. He's a great tight end. He's top 5 in the league. Aaron Hernandez wasn't as good as a run blocker, though he got better at it for sure before prison. And and
Just casual.
yeah, before the homicides, multiple 3. But actually, I take that back. Alleged murderer because he was in an appeal when he died.
He was gonna go free.
He probably would be playing this week or in the fall. OJ's more traditional. Aaron Hernandez was so good offensively. Aaron Hernandez reminds me of Evan Ingram on the Giants. Not a very good on the line tight end, but if you get him down the field with a linebacker, he's going to light him up.
Yeah.
But the Giants beat him, so it doesn't really matter in the end. All right. Any other comments on the Tank? What'd you think of the Jets?
Jets suck. I don't.
They had
Hard
the
to be a
guy.
Jets fan.
They had the guy I wanted worse available to him. I think it was Worse or Wills. One of them was available to him at their pick, and they went with Belchin, who happened to be the biggest human I've ever seen walk across my phone when he got drafted. He is huge. I think the Jets did all right. They protected Darnold. Good draft.
Yeah, I don't know.
See what happens.
I want a receiver. I said that. But
I mean, you could always get receivers. That's the one thing that's true.
I'll take a lineman, but I wanted a receiver. Nothing you could do.
As I heard someone say, even a monkey can catch a ball. Not every monkey can block a 400-pound defensive tackle.
True.
I thought that was well put. So big news in sports coming back. Latest I heard, hockey coming back in June, July. They'll play neutral sites. It's kind of been the same thing we've been here. But baseball, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. Just came out. Is got an actual plan with actual divisions and such where they're going to abolish the National and American League for this season. They will play at 3 different sites, and the divisions, I'll read them off. And this was Start in 9 Baseball I read this from. If they had it first, credit to them. The Eastern Division, as it would be known, will be the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Nationals, the Orioles, the Phillies, the Pirates, the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Marlins. My thing keeps beeping. That's really annoying. The West will be the Dodgers, Giants, Athletics, Padres, Diamondbacks, Rockies, Rangers, Astros, Mariners. The Central will be the Cubs, the White Sox, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Royals, the Reds, Indians, Twins, Braves, Tigers. So your traditional geographic regions, and they would play each other as I try to find a charging cord real quick. Tank, what's your thoughts on that?
I think the Mets got a good chance to beat the Yankees.
Tank, you're done. Corey, thoughts?
I mean, I just want to see any sport back, no matter what it is. So
for sure, I don't know. I hate the plan with
playing.
I hate the plan with baseball for this reason. It gets rid of the National American League, so there won't be an NL pennant. I also am very curious to how. Can you guys hear when this thing beeps, or is that just me?
No, I can't hear anything beep.
Okay, because I'm going nuts here because stuff's beeping, and I forget train of thought's gone. I don't know how they're going to do it.
You're talking about lines back.
Yep. You have 3 divisions. You're going to have a division winner in each. So are you going to have the best team gets a bye and then the other 2 duke it out, play you in the World Series? Are you going to have the top 2 from each division? Then you have 6 teams and then 2 of them.
You probably should have done 4.
But geographically, this is the best way. Because there's not enough teams in the South to have their own division.
Northeast, but how do you do a 3-way championship?
You do 6 teams, the top 2 in each division, and the top 2 get buys or something. I don't know.
It's not up to us.
But another thing is, I forgot to add this in. This plan they would start mid-June to July 4th, somewhere in that time frame, with a possible July 4th opening day, which would kind of be cute. They would play 80 to 100 games, and the Eastern Division, those teams would only play each other. They would not play the Central or the West, which I kind of really dig because I kind of wish the American.
The Mets will get destroyed.
They would if they played themselves.
Shut up.
But I kind of wish they would go back to this, where the American League only played the American League, National League only, because then you would really have
2 separate entities.
It wouldn't be. Yeah, they are still separate because the rules are different depending on where
but it'd be more separate.
The World Series would mean more. It's the only 2 times they would meet.
Right.
Call me crazy, call me old school. I still believe that. And I hope baseball comes back. I miss baseball a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
There's something, I don't know, blanked on something again. That's sad. Baseball's great. It's the best. There's something I was going to say. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Yankees would win the one. Oh, here it is. I remember. 80 to 100 games.
Mhm.
Baseball's history traditionally has been 162. It was 154 for a long time too. If they play 100 games, are they a champion for baseball?
A little
I mean-
asterisk.
You can't put an asterisk because then what are you going to put an asterisk on the 1919 Reds?
It's a season. It counts.
Yeah, but is it real? Like Mariano Rivera says,
I would
think
say
you're not going to put an asterisk on it. But does it? If say hypothetically, I don't know, the Reds win it, they pull off a miracle and they win this World Series, are you going to be like, yeah, they won it, but that was that weird funky year with the pandemic?
no. I would
Yes.
still count it as a win. I mean,
I would describe
No,
it
it
exactly
counts.
the way you did.
It's that weird funky year.
It's
where they
that
won.
weird, funky time period where they didn't play a lot of games and they.
'Cause you
the
can't
better team
call it-
won.
You can't put an asterisk because there's none next to the 1919 Reds who beat the White Sox, who intentionally lost. What's the steroid era teams that won? You can't put any on them. You
I
didn't
think
put
it's
one
just
on
going to be
individual
talked about
records,
as
so you're
like
not
a
going.
weird year.
Yeah, it's forever going to be weird. But are they really? Do you consider? I don't. It's one of those things because baseball. The one thing that's beautiful about baseball is they play 162 games, and in that 162 games, the best rises to the top. And I think Little C and I talked about this before, right, Little C?
what?
Where in like hockey and basketball, if you have a great month, you can like at the
Oh,
right
yeah.
time, you can make a run. Baseball, you can have a great May, and you'll finish 40 games under 500 if you're not
Yep.
good enough to
I
sustain
mean, the Mets
it.
do that all the time.
No, here's what the Mets do. The Mets put themselves in a hole, and they get back to 500 on September 1st, and they
Yep.
fall a couple games short. That's the
Yeah.
Mets way. Do you know what Mets stands for, Tank?
Nope.
Must end the season. Pretty funny, I think. Do you know what else Mets stands for?
Oh no. What?
My entire team sucks.
I've heard that one since
That's a-
second grade.
That's a good one. There's one for Yankees too, but it's too long, and we got too many championships to really take it seriously. So,
Fair.
what are you gonna do? Any other thoughts, boys, before we wrap this one up?
I
Go
mean,
Mets.
let's just get sports back, no matter what it is. I'll
Amen.
watch golf. I don't give a fuck.
One more thing. They're probably delaying the MLB Hall of Fame inductions. That's sad. I was looking forward to that. Derek Jeter was getting in, but we'll combine it with next year. Yeah, so hope sports come back soon, right, guys? We've been saying that at the
Yeah,
end
we
of
need
every podcast we've said that, I think, so far.
Well,
We
because
just
that's what we talk about here on sports, and there's not much to talk about. We got the documentary,
in the
which
draft.
is basketball, the draft, and there's pretty much nothing going on.
I think we
so-
still do good. I mean,
Oh, for sure. We do better than good, Little C. We dominate the local podcast scene for sure. Look how big we're getting. We have a sponsor now. But I don't know. It's
R.I.P. Stickium.
Yeah. Next show, I got some ideas for next show. I'll talk about them tonight with y'all. And our listeners will just have to wait till Thursday with anticipation.
Yep.
What? 8 million of them probably? What else you got to do? There's a pandemic going on. You can't be outside. See you outside, boys. All right, so we'll wrap this up. One more thing. This is the serious part now. We are still on YouTube at 3 Dudes 1 Zoom. We are now, what are you smiling at?
Huh?
What are you smiling at?
There's a special guest in my room, Savannah.
Hey, Savannah.
I said,
So listen on YouTube, 3 Dudes 1 Zoom. We are on Spotify, Beaker, or Breaker, whatever it is, Public Radio, Radio Public, something like that. And there's one Google Podcasts. If you go on those and look up 3 Dudes 1 Zoom, you will find us. Like, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. Help us grow, help with advertisers, help us bring more product to you. Help by Little C a light in his room so he can keep the podcast bright, even though he's in a very
I
dark
usually have the
room.
light on. You're right.
You look really dark. You're blending in with the background.
I forgot.
Um,
But you know what's the biggest shame?
Yeah,
You won't know who likes presents.
I know. I meant to bring that up sooner, but I didn't see it. What are you going to do? And I don't think he would change in front of Brian, who's been lurking in the background this entire time. So it is what it is. So huge shout out to Anchor.fm. Looking for it's an exciting partnership with them as they promote our podcast. Thank you so much to them. We hope to do the same for their business. We'll definitely pass the word. So thank you all for listening. We'll see you Thursday. Say bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.